The power of focusing on yourself to build confidence. Napoleon Hill, powerful self-motivation. If you've been told that focusing on yourself is selfish, while everyone else seems to effortlessly radiate confidence, you're about to discover why everything you've learned about building self-worth is backwards. Right now, millions of people are sacrificing their potential by constantly seeking external validation, comparing themselves to others, and waiting for permission to become who they're meant to be. What if the secret to unshakable confidence isn't found in the approval of others, but in mastering the art of strategic self-focus? Here's the controversial truth that Napoleon Hill uncovered through studying over 500 successful individuals. The most confident, successful people aren't naturally gifted. They've simply learned to invest their energy in the one thing they can completely control: themselves. While everyone else is distracted by what others are doing, thinking, or achieving, truly confident people are building an internal foundation so strong that external circumstances become irrelevant to their sense of self-worth. This isn't about becoming narcissistic or ignoring others. It's about recognizing that you cannot give what you don't have. And the greatest gift you can offer the world is your fully developed potential. The techniques you're about to learn will either revolutionize your relationship with yourself and skyrocket your confidence, or they'll make you realize you're more comfortable seeking validation from others than taking responsibility for your own growth. The choice is yours, but the opportunity to transform your life through the power of self-focus starts right now. Most people spend their entire lives looking outward for validation, approval, and direction, never realizing that the most powerful force for transformation lies within themselves. Napoleon Hill discovered through his research with over 500 successful individuals that the common thread wasn't external advantages. It was their unwavering commitment to self-focus and personal development. When you shift your attention from what others think, what others have, or what others are doing, to what you can control and improve about yourself, you unlock a level of self-confidence that external circumstances can never shake. This isn't about becoming selfish or ignoring others. It's about recognizing that you cannot pour from an empty cup, and the most generous thing you can do is become the best version of yourself. The moment you start focusing primarily on your own growth, goals, and mindset transformation, everything else in your life begins to align in ways that seem almost magical. The science behind inner focus reveals why this approach is so dramatically effective for building lasting self-confidence. When you concentrate on self-improvement rather than comparison, your brain releases different neurotransmitters that enhance learning, creativity, and resilience. Your nervous system literally calms down because you're no longer in constant competition or judgment mode. You're in growth mode. Napoleon Hill teachings emphasize that confidence isn't built through external achievements alone. It's constructed through the daily practice of investing in yourself, challenging yourself, and celebrating your own progress. This creates a positive feedback loop where each small improvement reinforces your belief in your ability to create change, leading to bigger improvements and greater self-confidence over time. What makes the inner focus revolution so powerful is how it transforms your relationship with failure, setbacks, and challenges from devastating experiences into valuable learning opportunities. When you're focused on your own journey, rather than comparing yourself to others, every obstacle becomes data for improvement, rather than evidence of inadequacy. Self-motivated individuals understand that focusing on yourself doesn't mean ignoring feedback or avoiding collaboration. It means taking full responsibility for your own development while using external input as fuel for growth. This shift in perspective is what separates people who build genuine, unshakable confidence from those who remain dependent on external validation for their sense of self-worth. The wealthiest, most confident people in the world share one critical habit. They invest more time, energy, and resources in their own development than in any other single activity. This isn't vanity or selfishness, it's strategic self-focus that recognizes your personal growth as the foundation for all other success in life. Napoleon Hill's research revealed that successful people treat themselves like their most valuable asset, consistently upgrading their skills, expanding their knowledge, and strengthening their mindset through intentional personal development practices. When you begin viewing every day as an opportunity to invest in yourself rather than just getting through tasks, your entire approach to life transforms from reactive to proactive. This shift creates a sense of purpose and direction that naturally builds self-confidence because you know you're constantly becoming more capable and valuable. Self-investment goes far beyond reading books or attending seminars. It's about becoming your own best advocate, coach, and biggest believer through consistent daily actions that compound over time. The most effective self-investors understand that confidence grows through evidence, and evidence comes from showing up for yourself even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. This means choosing the workout when you're tired, pursuing learning when you're busy, practicing new skills when you're comfortable with old ones, and pushing your boundaries when it would be easier to stay where you are. Each time you follow through on commitments to yourself, you're making deposits into what Napoleon Hill called your confidence bank account, building a reserve of self-trust that sustains you through any challenge or setback you might face. The transformation that occurs when you master self-investment is remarkable. You stop waiting for permission, approval, or perfect conditions to pursue your goals and start creating your own opportunities through continuous self-improvement. Your mindset transformation becomes evident to everyone around you because people can sense when someone is genuinely invested in their own growth and success. This creates a magnetic quality that attracts opportunities, relationships, and resources because others want to be around someone who's clearly committed to excellence and continuous improvement. But here's what most people miss about self-investment. It's not just about acquiring new skills or knowledge. It's about developing an unshakable relationship with yourself based on trust, respect, and unwavering commitment to your own potential. In a world obsessed with likes, followers, approval, and recognition, the ability to generate your own validation has become a superpower that separates truly confident people from those who remain trapped in cycles of seeking external approval. Napoleon Hill observed that people who achieved lasting success had learned to measure their worth by their own standards rather than by the opinions, judgments, or reactions of others. This doesn't mean ignoring feedback or becoming arrogant. It means developing such a strong relationship with yourself through self-focus that external opinions become interesting data rather than determinants of your self-worth. When you break free from external validation addiction, you gain the freedom to take risks, pursue unconventional paths, and make decisions based on your own values and vision rather than fear of judgment or rejection. The process of breaking free from external validation requires recognizing that seeking approval from others is actually a form of giving away your personal power and allowing others to control your emotional state and confidence levels. Every time you make a decision based on what others might think, rather than what aligns with your goals and values, you're training your brain to look outside yourself for direction and worth. Napoleon Hill teachings emphasize that true self-confidence comes from developing an internal compass so strong that external storms cannot shake your sense of direction or purpose. This internal compass is built through consistent self-motivation practices, regular self-reflection, and the courage to honor your own truth, even when it's different from what others expect or prefer. What's fascinating about breaking free from external validation is how it actually makes you more attractive to others, not less. When people encounter someone who is genuinely self-possessed and confident in their own worth, they're naturally drawn to that energy because it's so rare and refreshing in a world full of people seeking approval. Your personal development journey becomes inspiring to others because they can sense your authenticity and inner strength. This creates better relationships, more opportunities, and increased respect because people trust individuals who trust themselves. The irony is that when you stop needing validation from others, you often receive more genuine appreciation and support because people can tell the difference between confidence that comes from within versus confidence that depends on external circumstances. Self-mastery isn't achieved through grand gestures or dramatic life changes. It's built through small, consistent daily practices that strengthen your relationship with yourself and expand your capacity for self-confidence and self-motivation. Napoleon Hill discovered that the most successful individuals had developed daily rituals and routines that kept them connected to their goals, values, and personal growth objectives, regardless of external circumstances or emotional fluctuations. These practices serve as anchors that keep you focused on what you can control, rather than getting swept away by the chaos and unpredictability of daily life. When you establish a daily practice of self-mastery, you're training your mind to default to growth, improvement, and positive action, rather than reacting to whatever happens around you. The key to effective self-mastery practice lies in understanding that discipline is a muscle that gets stronger with use, and confidence is a byproduct of consistently following through on commitments you make to yourself. Start with small, achievable practices that you can maintain, regardless of how busy, tired, or unmotivated you might feel on any given day. This could include morning reflection, evening planning, physical exercise, skill development, or mindset work. The power isn't in the specific activities, but in the act of showing up for yourself consistently, which builds self-trust and demonstrates to your subconscious mind that you are someone who follows through on their commitments. This creates a positive spiral where increased self-trust leads to bigger commitments, which leads to greater achievement, which leads to stronger self-confidence and expanded personal development. What makes daily self-mastery practices so transformational is how they shift your identity from someone who hopes things will work out to someone who actively creates the outcomes they desire through focused self-improvement. Each day you engage in your practice, you're reinforcing the neural pathways associated with discipline, focus, and personal responsibility, making these qualities more automatic and effortless over time. Napoleon Hill teachings remind us that success isn't an accident, it's the result of deliberate daily actions that align with your goals and values. When you master the art of daily self-focus and improvement, you develop an unshakable confidence in your ability to handle whatever life presents, because you know you have the tools and commitment to continuously adapt, grow, and overcome any challenge through your own efforts and mindset transformation. Building a sustainable system for self-focused success requires more than motivation or good intentions. It demands a strategic approach that integrates seamlessly with your lifestyle while consistently reinforcing your commitment to personal development and self-confidence building. Your success system should be designed around your unique personality, schedule, and goals, creating a framework that makes it easier to stay focused on yourself and your growth, rather than getting distracted by external pressures or comparisons. Napoleon Hill emphasized that successful people don't rely on willpower alone. They create environments, routines, and systems that naturally support their objectives and make positive choices the path of least resistance. When you design your life around self-focus and continuous improvement, confidence becomes a natural byproduct rather than something you have to force or fake. The foundation of any effective self-focused success system is clarity about your values, goals, and priorities, combined with practical tools and processes that keep you aligned with these core elements on a daily basis. This might include morning routines that center you, evening reviews that track progress, weekly planning sessions that maintain focus, and monthly assessments that ensure you're staying on course with your personal development journey. The most important aspect isn't perfection, but consistency. Your system should be robust enough to handle life's inevitable disruptions, while flexible enough to evolve as you grow and your circumstances change. Napoleon Hill teachings suggest that the best systems are those that become so integrated into your life that they feel natural and enjoyable rather than burdensome or restrictive, making long-term adherence much more likely. What sets truly successful people apart is their ability to maintain their self-focused system even when external pressures try to pull their attention elsewhere. Whether that's criticism, unexpected opportunities, setbacks, or the achievements of others, your system becomes your anchor, keeping you connected to your own path and progress regardless of what's happening around you. This consistency in self-focus and self-motivation creates a compound effect where small daily improvements accumulate into significant transformations over months and years. The ultimate goal isn't just achieving specific objectives, but developing such a strong practice of self-investment and mindset transformation that you become someone who naturally creates success and confidence in any area of life you choose to focus on, making you truly unstoppable in pursuing your dreams and aspirations. If you've stayed with me through this entire journey, you're already demonstrating the kind of self-focus that separates achievers from dreamers. The willingness to invest time in your own development rather than seeking quick fixes or external solutions. The power of focusing on yourself isn't just a confidence-building strategy, it's a complete life philosophy that will transform every area of your existence, but only if you commit to implementing these principles starting immediately. The difference between people who change their lives and those who remain stuck isn't intelligence or circumstances, it's the courage to turn their attention inward and take full responsibility for their own growth and success. This channel exists to provide you with the practical wisdom that successful people use, but rarely share openly. And your transformation begins the moment you stop looking outside yourself for confidence and start building it from within through consistent self-investment. I want to challenge you right now. What's one area of your life where you've been seeking external validation instead of developing your own internal strength? And how are you going to start focusing on your own growth in that area today? Your future self is counting on the decision you make in this moment. If this message resonated with you and sparked a desire to dive deeper into the power of self-focus, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we're just getting started on this journey of personal mastery together. Every week, I share advanced strategies for building unshakable confidence and success through strategic self-development, designed specifically for people who are ready to take complete ownership of their potential. Stop waiting for the world to change. Start focusing on yourself and become the change you want to see.